Sebastian min raising with the ace queen, and look at this, Chris picking up a big hand here. King queen off suit. Oh, and it comes queen high. Yeah, Rusty was a bit shocked to see that he gave up as well. Schuh, not one for giving up, of course. Just flop the joint here, and we've got action. We're even not flopping the world as well. Seatbelts and airbags for this one. He's not going to think he's set for a double up here the majority of the time. What is this flop? Is right. Felix will flop here as well. Let's not forget about that. But the action that's going to take place is going to drive Felix out of this pot. Ethernet just deciding what sizing he can make this without moving all in. I think I just move all in because it looks so suspect to raise here. Are you really going to be raising without the nuts? Like, you're going to jam a lot of your two pair here. So are we going to have any bluffs that raise basically off 8.8 million behind? I don't think so. Calling obviously an option. But on this board, you want to get those two pairs to call you right here, right now. Looks like he is going to raise. He's basically just putting himself in. And now it's Schuh's turn to go to Hollywood. I don't think he'll do it for too long. Claudio raised the 2.1 million with the Queen 10 offsuit on the button. Schuh going to complete in the big with 10-9 of spades. Me, oh my. This could spell disaster for Schuh. Especially against Claudio, who has a propensity to be very aggressive. We are six-handed as well. Depending on the run out, going to be tough to not see all the money go in here. $1.2 million is the bet from Claudio. Schuh raised to 3.3. $8.3 million is the 3 bet from Claudio on this flop. And alarm bells are ringing if I'm being honest here. If I'm in Schuh's shoes. You don't fight with a fly, you shoo it away. When is Claudio going to shoot Michal to the rail? Oh boy. It does go all in. 57 million in this pot. Claudio is about to become the chip leader once more unless Schuh gets lucky on the river, but it doesn't arrive. Gives Claudio a full house. I don't know what Claudio is going to 3-bet fold that flop with. Could have a hand like 8-9 suited, Jack-9 of clubs, something along those lines. We do block it out with the 9 in our hand. However, Schuh felt compelled to stack off. We are six-handed. Can't really blame him. He's a far greater player than me. And Michal Schuh, sad to see him go in 6th place. He will take that one down. Sebastian now with Queens. Claudio going to defend with 3-2 suited and flops a flush. Look at this. King, Queen, Jack, all hearts. Turn card board, 11.2 million in the pot now. 2.7 million. Is the bet from Claudio. Do we call a raise when we're this deep and he makes it that small? I think I prefer to raise. Having said that, we have the board pretty much crushed. So he does decide to just call. River is the ace of hearts, and that's going to spoil the party for Claudio. 4 hearts on board now, and it's a paired board. Can't really beat much with just a 3 high flush. And as for Sebastian, it's a bit of an action killer. There's a party in his pants and no one's invited. $14 million in the pot. Guess we could try get a crying call from a heart if we bet somewhere around 4 million. Just bet 8.5 and Claudio folds. I was going to say you could check rip and rep the 10 of hearts for the Roiler. The Royal Canal. Very nostalgic, actually, even talking about Keenan and Kel. Or should I say Kel and Keenan. $2 million is the raise from Chris. Claudio is going to 3-bet to 7. The intention of stacking off, one would presume, and I think this is a good enough hand to 4-bet rip. Obviously, we can call in position for 5 million more. I could do either or. I just don't think I'd be folding. That looks like a shove, even though the screen says it's a call. So we do see an all in the call. 9-7 deuce is the flop. Chris needing help. 44.2 million in this pot. Turn is a lady. Big, big turn card for Christopher Campisano. Hearing them talk about 1 times. No times for Claudio. It's the 8 of diamonds on the river. Big, chunky double up for the Italiano. Claudio 3-betting from the button. The ace 9 off suit, the blocker. Actually going to be back on Andar with the pocket sevens. So the decision here on Andar to call, raise, or fold. 4.5 million more to call. I think we're deep enough that we could call here with the sevens. Getting 3-1 on his money already. Problem is we're going to be out of position. Still think it's just going to be a bit too strong to let it go just yet. I see Didier saying that Andar's favourite hand is 7, and there you go. Always coming 7. 7! Does flop a set. It does go check, check. Claudio picks up a lot of equity here on the turn in the form of enough flush draw. Andar checks again. This tricksy little hobbitses. What do you bet? 7.5. And they're deciding between calling and raising. Both have their merits. Might be more inclined to just call. I wouldn't be shocked to see him click it back here to something like 12 million, 14. If he gets past 15 mil, what's he leaving himself with behind? I don't know, maybe clicking actually out of position doesn't make sense. Just still deciding between raising and calling. See, it is something like what he done last night. But this is just too much committing himself. When we make a 26.5 here, with just, is he ever bluffing, leaving himself with 13 behind? I just don't see it. I don't see it in his future. What do you think about this, Didier? Making it 26.5 with 13 behind, looking exceptionally strong in my opinion. Deciding that Claudio is not going to check back with a lot of flush draws on the flop in a 3-bet pot, which is fair enough analysis. 3-6 for Claudio. Going to have to fold with this much equity. Didier has spoken. We won't call him tuna fish for the minute here. He reckons Claudio should insta-fold. So that's what you would do. Well, well, well. Looky, looky. What do we have here? That's a call of 19 million. Ay, ay, ay. 70 million in this pot, and Andar just has 13 back. If I'm Andar, it really feels to me like Claudio has just called that check raise on the turn with a flush. I don't feel so hot with my set now, but when we only have 13 million remaining, let's just set him in. What a strange hand. Wow. Andar getting gifted chunks and chunks of chips and now paying 69 big blind. Claudio showing his inexperience there. He's not too far behind the chip leader now, just 20 million separating first and second. We might see an entanglement here. Chris with jacks, Sebastian with ace queen. We are four-handed. This money's going in, folks. Make no mistake about it. Whoa. This has took a turn in a different direction than I expected. 3-bet coming from Chris, and now Claudio wants to 4-bet rip. That's going to get Sebastian out of here. Unless Sebastian wants to try get Chris out of there and re-isolate, but that'll be a 5-bet at that point. This is pretty sick stuff, four-handed. Claudio getting out of line. Sebastian can comfortably fold here. And Chris going to be calling with a decent portion of his range. However, if Sebastian thinks that Chris is 3-betting light a considerable portion of the time, he might just go for this himself. It's not Sebastian or Chris that's the issue in this hand. It's Claudio's 4-bet rip for 24 big blinds, indicating significant strength. So as I predicted, the ace-queen gets out of the way, and Chris going to call with the jacks. What an unbelievable opportunity for Chris to eliminate Claudio in fourth place here. 67% equity. $10-7-3 is the flop. No help to Claudio. Needs a king of kings and needs one fast, or we are going to be three-handed for the EPF main event title. Vamos, they say. Claudio, give a valiant effort. Sebastian min raising with the ace queen, and look at this, Chris picking up a big hand here. King queen off suit. Oh, and it comes queen high. This is going to be curtains for Chris, unless he hits a king of kings. I don't see any way that this money isn't going in, depending on the run out, of course. $3 million was the bet there. 15.6 million in the middle on the turn. Turn is a brick. 3 of diamonds. We do see a bet of 8.4 million. The river is a 4 diamonds, so the backdoor flush draw gets there. Rudder runner diamond. Does pair the board as well. Does Sebastian just go for a large river bet? I'm not sure what a large river bet would have as a bluff. Hands like 5-7. I'm stretching here on this one. Would still make a big bet with a queen. Does he just go for sizing like I suppose the stack to pot ratio is nearly 1-to-1. It's like 110% pot, maybe 120. Maybe we just go for it all and be greedy. Get a hero called by a worse queen. It looks like that's what he's going for. Sometimes I predict these things and I'm correct. Chris has the King of Diamonds, which is a very important card here because it blocks a lot of the flush combinations that Sebastian will continue firing on. I don't see any way Chris folds here. Sebastian could have Queen Jack. The issue I have calling here for Chris is he can't beat much anymore. But at the same time, if his opponent has a better queen, then so be it. What do you think of this one? Let me know in the chat. I don't think Sebastian overbets the river here with Queen Jack or Queen 10 or Queen 9, for example. Doesn't do it with Jacks, 10s or 9s. Unless he has some bizarre hand like 7-5 or a random bluff. And a lot of other hands get there on the river in the form of diamonds. Chris decides to call because he has the King of Diamonds, and that's understandable. Sebastian is, of course, possible to be firing on all three streets as a bluff. Very difficult when you're put up against it, against a man of his caliber, Sebastian's caliber. But Christopher Campisano's caliber adds another large score to his resume. We will say goodbye to him in third place. Always fun commenting on his play. I'm sure we will see him at Kings very soon. Guys, Sebastian, who I was talking about before the break, had Andar in the position that Andar now has Sebastian. Get him down around that 15 to 13 big blind zone. And that's exactly what Andar has done. Pot after pot, read after read, flops a set, and now Sebastian is basically dead. And Andar is going to win the European Poker Festival, €299 buy-in main event at the King's Resort in Rozvadov. It is all over. We've done it. We've crowned yet another champion, a very worthy champion at that. Congratulations to him. Nice, tidy sum of cash for the veteran. Phenomenal result for second place for Sebastian. Hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm going to let these guys enjoy their moment, the trophy, and all the glory that goes with it. The Deutsche Poker Tour is next weekend. The weekend after that, I'm in the booth for the Sunday for the France Poker Festival, but not on the Monday.